Hello, readers and story makers. Welcome to your week 9 session. Look, this is my second attempt at trying to upload this help video on YouTube. The first time I tried YouTube, actually I've tried twice, and YouTube is just not processing the video. There might be a glitch there. So this is my attempt. I hope it works. Okay, so week 9 is 1 week, right? 1 week of a go before the holidays. You've got 2 weeks of school holidays coming up. And those of you that are homeschooled, Go is going to be closed for 2 weeks because we run with the school terms. So there aren't a whole heap of activities for you to do. I'll just run you through what's there for this week. So as you know, there's everyone's activity, and there are 2 of them. We are looking at plot. So we have looked at conflict in great detail. Today, what we're looking at is the rest of the stuff. So there is conflict that is closely linked with the climax or the crisis point in the story, where if you think of the graph where the tension is building up, it's reached right to the top. That's the climax. After the climax, it is the falling action, or the resolution, or the problems are solved when the conflict is resolved in some way. So we're going to look at a bit of climax, but mainly we're going to look at the rising action and the falling action in the story, which means the problems build up, problems happen, reaches a climax, the characters do something about it, and the problem gets solved and the story gradually ends. Rising action, climax, conflict, falling action leading to resolution. Okay, here is a good video that explains rising action to you and falling action and all of that, really well explained. So your first activity is to watch this video and think in your head about the elements of plot and how well you're understanding it. Then, based on that understanding, here is your everyone's activity 2, where you create a blog post. You have been given 2 examples of rising action in 2 stories. The first one is Snow White, a well-known story, fairy tale, and the second one is The Hobbit. And the rising action, the part that shows the rising action in these excerpts, that's little bits taken from the story. I've highlighted the rising action for you, right? Read both of them. And then in your blog post, write 2 sentences about which story you think has the best rising action. Then write another sentence to say why you think so. If you need to, go back and watch the rising action and the video again so that you're much clearer in your head. Okay, so that's one blog post. So those are the 2 everyone activities. Readers, here are your activities. I am taking you back. Oh, by the way, a reminder for you to read a lot in the school holidays. Please do. Taking you back to the Lorax, which you must have read a long time ago. Maybe you haven't read it. Just watch the movie. Well, I've given you the option to read the book if you can get your hands on it. Otherwise, here is an animation of the Lorax. Not the movie. This is the original animation. Beautiful to watch. So watch that. And then that's just a watching. Now, while you're watching, think about the different elements of plot. The rising action, the characters, the problems that the characters are facing, the conflict that happens. What kind of conflicts do you see? What is the climax point, the crisis point? How does the conflict resolve, and how does the falling action happen? Okay. So you're thinking about these things as you're watching the Lorax. Then readers, your second activity, this time you are creating a blog post. Now, I have given you a diagram of the plot structure of the Lorax with the setting, the rising action, climax, falling action, resolution. You can screenshot this and annotate this diagram, or you can hand draw the diagram. All you need is a line going up with labels saying where the rising action, climax, etc. is, and then a falling one. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to have the Trofella trees of Lorax in it. I just thought this was really cute, so I put it in there. So what you're going to do is identify the rising action, the conflict, the falling action, the resolution. Have a go at identifying them and share this diagram that you've annotated or you've hand drawn in a blog post. Okay, and we'll discuss this next time we meet. Here are some extra for experts readers. This is your activity 3. This time you're creating a blog post and you're writing about the falling action, where the resolution takes place, where the problems get solved and the story kind of winds down. Here's a description of falling action. Should be easy to read. If you have any questions about this, do let me know through your through USpace. And here are two examples of following action. First one is from the Star Wars, and the second one is from the Red Riding Hood. The following action has been highlighted. In your blog post, you just choose which one you like and why you think that's the best. Okay, just like you did for the rising action. Okay, and that's all for the readers. Story makers, after you've done your to everyone activities, here are your specific activities. You are going to create a blog post writing about the rising action in one of your favorite stories. It can be a story you've read. It can be a story you've written. Okay, there are examples of rising action in the everyone's activities. Go and take a look. See how you don't write a lot. It's just 1 or 2 paragraphs to explain the rising action. It's not pages and pages of writing, okay? Here is another example, another example of a rising action here. It's a well-known story, Little Women by Louisa M. Alcott. It is an olden day story. When I say olden, it's not a modern, super modern. I don't know if you read it. I read it when I was kind of your age. So here is the rising action in the story, the example given to you, plus there are examples in the everyone activities. Okay, story makers, your activity 2 is a read, watch, and think. This is no blog post needed. This is, we're moving on to a little bit diverting from the plot and going into words. And this video is about 12 minutes long, so get comfy and settle down and focus on it. So it's The Boy Who Loved Words. Did you hear some words you really liked? Some words you already use in your writing, some words you would love to use in your writing in the future. Thinking about it, okay? Story maker activity 3, this time you're making a blog post. You are choosing 10 words from either your own writing or from a book that you are reading or you have read. Handpick them, choose the juiciest, the best, the most memorable, the most fascinating words for you. Okay, and then in your blog post, you can just list the words, or you can list the words and make sentences with some of them, or lift out the sentences in the books where the word has been used to make its meaning even clearer. Okay, and that's all there is, because it's just 1 week, remember? So enjoy your week 9 activities, enjoy the 2-week break from Go, and I am going to see you in the first week of term 2. And do get in touch with me if you have any questions, okay?